Hello guys, this is my first mod explain video because I want to talk about a mod I am part of and what you can expect out of it in a short amount of time. The mod I'm talking about? Outlooped Trouble. Now, Outlooped Trouble is our own spin on the old Athos and Twiddlefinger trend that has been going on Friday Night Funkin' within the last couple months. And yes, you might be screaming at me through the screen like, but Metal Rooms, just give up the Athos slop. No. If you didn't listen to me in the beginning of the video, I said that this is our own take and spin on the trend. That means this is not a normal Athos or Twiddlefinger slop. There's an actual story to it. So shut your trap. Now, Outloop Trouble is more based around this guy. If you don't know him, this is Riggy the Runky, more known as Dano Cal Drawings. You might know this guy from YouTube shorts that gives out information about whatever this dude wants to give out. And yeah, this dude is pretty cool in his own ways, but this mod is more corrupt Short Wars if you think about it. Now, for the actual lore behind this monstrosity, this monster is made out of pure void energy. Yes, like Lord X, don't fucking question me. And yes, corrupted the mind of Riggy and turn him into this, corrupted minded creature. Yeah, Dano is kinda dead. He does appear in some of the songs. I'm not allowed to talk about this until release, which we aren't that close, but we are getting to it. Don't worry, the demo will be done soon. So the actual lore behind this, I had to alter this because the dude who we just don't talk about it. The doomsday clock has struck its final hour. In the void between reality and chaos, the god of chaos has chosen its vessel, Riggy, now using pure void energy to be transformed into a monstrous harbinger of destruction. His once Riggy form deteriorated, his flesh decaying on half of his face. And yes, half, not just a spot on his face like Jerry or whatever the hell, like fucking Max or something. Half of his face is decayed away, revealing a grotesque void, an ever-watching, pulsating eye. Chaos incarnate. Riggy began to devour countless souls, leaving nothing but ruin in his wake. He whispered twisted truths to those he sought to lure in his side, their minds crumbling beneath his voice. "There is no escape," he hissed into the void. His voice a chorus of agony, Riggy's voice mixed in like a skinwalker pulling the strings of a corpse. It was Dano's. Meanwhile, Rosie was sleeping in Dano's bed in the real world, unaware of the terror brewing around her. He was missing for weeks. She never knew where he could be. But the night was still until the air seemed to warp, and a piercing static of red and gray flickered to life. Dano's voice, desperate and broken, screamed out from the silence. It wasn't just his scream. Beneath it, the god of chaos whispered, his words slithering through the cracks of reality like a smoke. Coiling around her subconscious, Rosie jolted awake, her heart racing. The static and whispers were coming from Dano's PC, its screen flickering the same red and gray haze. She staggered out of bed, moving towards the PC with the thought of turning it off. But as she reached it, Dano's bloody arm, cold and lifeless, shot out from the screen and grabbed her, pulling her in. Rosie's scream echoed briefly in the room before silence consumed it inside the digital abyss. Rosie's form shifted and now took on her cartoon self. But in this world, there was no sanctuary. The air was thick with dread. The sky above, endless static, filled void. She awoke groggily, disoriented in the vast, endless grid, but nothing but just hollow and static sky. No landmarks, no life, just pulsating hum of the grid's twisted, chaotic energy. As she stumbled forward, the silence was broken by slow, deliberate breathing. It wasn't human, but it was behind her, shallow and wet, and inhuman, like a zombie rasp that grew closer with every step. Panic surged through her veins as she turned, her heart racing. The source was breathing emerged, a twisted creature, part Runky, part nightmare, the puppet of God of Chaos, you'd say. Its eyes were blank and its movements were shaking as if the void energy was breaking him down. It was, it just staggered closer, and it whispered in Ricky's voice, warped and cruel, "There's no escape, Rosie." She could feel the weight of reality unraveling around her, the presence of the god of chaos suffocating her with every thought. His power was growing, and his puppet, Ricky, was the key to destruction. With each passing moment, the grid shifted and flickered, reality collapsing, but Rosie wasn't just prey. Somehow deep inside her new form, she felt a strange resistance, like there was a way to fight back against the god of chaos and his minions. But as the breathing closed behind her, that hope felt fragile, hanging by a thread. And with every crack of the grid, she knew the real battle was beginning. And there's time. The lore behind Freak of Nature was just revealed. I hope Icy doesn't get mad at me for this. But yes, Freak of Nature does play by Bark E. Goof, and yes, me. Now, I hope that the story, you can kind of tell what's been going on, but she wasn't just trapped, she was imprisoned to play in this game forever, with these monsters of other YouTube Shorts creators who all played in the Short Wars, were all gone and corrupted. Okay, that is time. I hope you enjoyed my little mod explained. Alright, I'll see you in another time.